And this is my Camaro in review. Some of the still pictures I took. I show people this, and they still can't believe. To get that navigation in, I had to rip the entire inside of my Camaro apart. And it blows people's minds when I show them this picture. I mean, I didn't think I was going to get it back together. This is a couple years ago. I did this before I was a member of Google and all that stuff. But you can see the airbags, the steering wheel, everything's all... There's the dashboard I took out, and the steering wheel over there in the corner. I mean, there was absolutely nothing left in the car. The ducts. I mean, oh my God. I can't believe I did it. And there's the dashboard coming out on the left side of the car. I mean, damn. You know, you look at it and you're like, how the hell am I going to put this back together? But it took me 3 days to do it. There's the when you pull out the dashboard, believe it or not, the bracket is still there for the HUV or the heads up display. You just have to cut. They give you a template. You have to cut it out to put, measurements. But these holes, believe it or not, they give you the clips for the kit, and it's already there in the stock. And that's it. There's the unit there. Right there is the mouse. Right here is the unit, and then the ducts go over it. You have to mount that back. But there I was talking about, you have to cut the dashboard out. And that's what it looks like installed with the unit and the glass and everything. You really got to take your time. There it is again. Really got to take your time on this stuff if you're going to plan on doing it. I did the dashboard inside my house because I wanted to be really precise and take my time cutting it out with the template, making sure, that do a really nice fit job, professional job. And like I said, it really took a lot out of me to do it. And then here's some of the cam upgrades I did. You can see the Texas Speed titanium retainers and the double springs for the cam. Then they're all assembled. The new cam in, and here is the high volume melon high pressure oil pump on there. And there's the cam that came out, and here's the cam that went in, the Texas Speed cam. You can see the difference in the lobes. How high, much higher than they are on the stock cam. I mean, it's like almost full size, more lift. I mean, compared and duration. It's a big cam. I mean, don't get me wrong. But it runs good with that cam, and there's some more pictures of it. Now here's the oil pumps apart. I took them apart anyway just to make sure everything's cool. That's the new pump. Actually, that's the new pump, and that's the stock pump. You can see the difference. I'll show you another picture right here. That's the melon pump right there. You can see this how thick the gear is for the oil that spins inside this unit here, and that's the stock gear, and that's why it doesn't push that much oil pressure. The LS3 motors had a lot of problems with low oil pressure, and that's exactly why right there. It's under, right here. It doesn't push enough oil. And you can see the difference in the gear, how thick it is compared to the stock and the thin. And there it is assembled. That's what an oil pump looks like assembled. And you can see the springs on the side. What I did is I put the high pressure springs go right there. I put the high pressure spring in. But that's the melon pump. That's the stock pump. You can see it's almost like double size the thickness. Like I said, I like it. Their pump's not on yet. I used the three upgrade to the Z06 sprocket. You're better off doing that. Instead of that 1-bolt crap, which I don't like, but I got the 3-bolt setup. It's a lot stronger. I got the ARP bolts, and this thing here almost caused an issue putting the stock timing cover on, but it went on. It was close. That's why they got these flush screws here. You got to torque them. Actually, they're inch pounds. You torque them down to inch pounds. And also the rockers. I did upgrade the rockers. You got to do that. I mean, you got to press out this right here and press it in new bearings. And there's a clip that goes on both sides. You've got to upgrade your rockers if you're going to put any kind of cam in, because those stock rockers will not hold up. The needle pins will give out. So you have to do that. That's a must. And there's the radiator I put in. You can see the difference in the stock radiator to the better radiator. It's like double the thickness. Did make a difference in cooling, but just more pictures. And the bottom half is, I'm getting ready to drop the whole frame. That's the rear coming out. The whole back of the rear, you know, when I decided to do the bushings, you can see the stock bushings right there that were in there. Right there is the stock bushings. That's the rear. That's the new bushings ready to go in by BMR. The black one on the left is the stock. That's all rubber. And the red one is the BMR bushing. You can see how much better quality is. It's all solid bushing. Stop the, you know, there it goes right there. You can see it. That's the stock bushing over there. This is the frame. I dropped the frame down. And this is the red bushing here. You can see the difference. That was another nightmare. And then you got the more of the bush there. They are there installed. Rear ready to go in. The 411 gears in there. There's the bushings I put in when I installed the rear. You know, more. I showed you that on one of my other videos. And then the front end, I took those bushings out for the front. Let me tell you something. That steel bushing there, that was not easy to get out. That's the stock bushing, and the red ones are the polyurethanes. You really kind of need a machine press in a way to get them out, but you got to work at it. Trust me, it took me a while, but that's installed. What it looked like, and there they are right there. You can see it down there. It goes right there. And you can see the sway bar right there. The towers and then the sway bars down underneath. There's a sway bar, 3 times the size of stock. Whoops, Christmas. I did that on my other video. My next thing was the Connie shocks. I still ain't did that yet. I don't want to go with the springs because you don't want to lower that car because the tires, I got the really big ZL1 tires on it, and they may hit the fenders, and that's going to cause a problem. You'll cut tires down and all that stuff. But those are the Connie shocks. I'm thinking about doing that. That was the oil that was in the intake manifold. You can see the saturated oil, and that's why I put that Moroso oil separator on. It does work. I drained it out already, and definitely makes a difference. There's the drive shaft loop. Is a must. You have to. I mean, you're making any kind of serious horsepower, you've got to use a drive shaft loop. That drive shaft come through the side of the floor, kill you, take your feet out. I've seen it happen at the drag strips. Because when that drive shaft breaks there, the rear end still keeps moving, and that whips it around like a whip, and it just go right through the floorboard. And your feet are right here. I mean, your legs are like right there. I wouldn't want to have that come through my car. And that's just more of the dyno. I had the car dyno. I had it dynoed several times, but I just figured I'd go ahead and show you. I did find the plug for the oil filter. For the oil bypass system on Summit. I got all that stuff on order. So that worked out pretty good. I found it pretty easy. It's a plug that goes inside the block. But I'll be putting that oil cooler on probably in a week or two. Get under there. The hardest part is draining all that shit out, the antifreeze. But we'll get it going. Just wanted to say, I had this car here. This was my GTO before I had my Camaro, and I did that up. And I'll tell you, I missed that car. That was a badass car, boy, that GTO. It was a 6-liter. I had that thing dynoed. I had the cam in it. I had the rims. I had a 3,500 RPM stall speed converter in it. But I'll tell you, that car, that was a badass car. I missed that car. I should have never have sold that car. It had plenty of room inside, and you can't find them anymore. I mean, they're just so rare. And I probably would have kept it if it was a stick, but the automatic, it held up pretty good. I mean, it just, I don't know. I don't know why I sold. I just like the Camaro. It came out new back in 2010. But this was an 06, yeah, 06 GTO. and it was black on black, and I was all done up nice. I had the you can see that I had the coils on there. That's when I had the transmission drop. That was the automatic. And they had weak trannies in those cars, believe it or not. The automatics, they, you know, I didn't have any issues with it, but I had to drop tranny to put the stall speed converter in there, 3,500 RPM stall speed converter. That was the GTO engine. You can see the MSD coils I had on it. It had headers on it. Like I said, it was a strong running car. It sounded good. It sounded a lot better than my Camaro, believe it or not. Those 6 liters, boy, they were badass motors. But there's something about the new Camaros that just don't. The 6 liter sounded better than the 6.2 liters. I don't know what it is. They just sounded better. Even the C5 Corvettes, they sound mean. They sound like the Mustangs. They have that deep, throaty sound where the newer cars sound like boat motors. Believe it or not, drives you crazy.